Good morning, children. In the last class, we have seen molecules and its three states of matter we have learned, right? And today's class, we will be covering the topics that states of matter can be changed and the changes around us. Okay, so let's see the first topic of today. That's the state of matter can be changed. How heating and cooling can change the arrangement of molecules in a substance and thereby can change its states. So how it happens, the three states of matter, how it can be changed? It can be changed by two ways, either heating or cooling. We can change the arrangements of the molecule in a substance, and that's likewise it can also change its states of matter. Okay, so now let's see. Here, heat is energy. First of all, we all know heat is energy, right? On heating, what happens? The molecules gain energy and they move apart from each other. What happens here? When we all know heat is energy. On heating, the molecules, what happens? It gains energy. The molecules gain energy and so they move apart from each other, further up from each other. On heating, a solid changes. We have seen on heating any solid thing, it changes to a liquid and then liquid to a gas. Here you can see on the screen a picture of candle. Here I will tell you, on heating what happens, this solid wax changes to a liquid wax and then into a wax vapor. See, likewise, it's a solid wax. When we are burning it, when it's lightning, it's a liquid wax. You can see it's flowing. In this picture, it's flowing, the wax is flowing, that's a liquid wax. Again, the burning part, wax vapor, that gas that burns, it's a wax vapor. So likewise, two things can change the states of matter. One is heating. So we are learning now about heating. So heat is an energy, right? So on heating, what happens? The molecules, they gain energy and so they move apart from each other. So when they gain energy, they move from each other. So likewise, it changes the state of that matter. From solid, it changes to liquid and liquid to gas. Now, let's see. When a substance is cooled, in another way, when we saw in heating what happens. When it is cooled, the opposite way, when a substance is cooled, the molecules, what happens, lose heat energy and they move closer to each other. So therefore, cooling a gas changes into a liquid and a liquid into a solid. Okay. So what happens here? Exactly opposite to the heating part. So when a substance is cooled, what happens? The molecules lose energy and they move closer. So likewise, therefore, cooling a gas will what happen? Changes into gas, it changes gas into a liquid and a liquid into a solid. Okay, so these are the two ways like how the molecules of the states of matter can be changed. Now, let's see here for an example. As I've already told you, here this is a molecule of solid state, this is liquid state and molecule of gas state. Now, heating gains energy. So what happens? The molecules, they gain energy and they move apart from each other inside this, you can see. And here also the same way, in that way they move further apart from each other. While cooling, what happens? The opposite happens. See, on heating, the solid changes into a liquid, liquid into a gas. Likewise, when cooling, it loses energy, the molecules move closer to each other. So the gas changes into a liquid and liquid into a solid when a substance is cooled. Now, let's see changes around us. There are two types of changes. One is physical change and another is chemical change. So let's see the changes in detail. First, let's learn about the physical change. What is physical change? A physical change is a temporary change. It's not a permanent change. For example, the formation of salt solution is a physical change. Why? Because both salt and water can be separated, right? Can be easily separated. So that is why it is a physical change, which is a temporary change. Now here you can see a picture of the candle melting. For example, gentle heating of a wax melts the wax, right? This is a physical change. Why? because it does not affect the wax in any other way, right? No new substance is formed. So this is a physical change. Likewise, a physical change is what? Mostly reversible, which can be reversed. Now, again, one more example I would like to give you. When a warm liquid wax cools, for example, when a warm liquid wax cools, it becomes solid. Similarly, water changing into vapor is a physical change, and the change is reversible. When water vapor cools, it changes back into water. Okay? So these are all physical change. So it is reversible. Now let's see chemical change. What are chemical change? Chemical change is mostly irreversible and permanent. It's not temporary like physical change. For example, if you see, if sugar is heated continuously, what happens? It changes into a new black substance. A new substance is formed when a sugar is heated continuously. So the new substance formed is carbon. So it does not have the properties of sugar because it's completely changed. It has formed a new substance into a carbon. So it does not have any properties of sugar. So that is known as a chemical change. Now let's see, in this picture itself we can note the chemical changes. When a paper is burning, what happens? It reduces to ash. Can it be changed back to paper? No. Converted back to paper? No. Once burnt, it reduces to ash and it's a chemical change. Likewise, continuous heating of sugar also causes chemical change. We have seen already, we have learned that continuously burning the sugar will make the substance in that form. That's a new black substance formed. See, it's entirely different from the sugar, right? We have seen here. So it becomes new black substance. It's formed and it's a carbon. So it's a chemical change which is happening here. Now for example, again, as we have seen, burning of paper brings about a chemical change. How? The paper is reduced to ash and then ash cannot be converted into a paper again, right? Once it's ash, it's ash. So children, I hope you have understood what we have learned today, the topics. Let's recall. We have learned about the changes around us in two ways, in physical and chemical way, as well as the states of matter which can be changed, right, on heating as well as on cooling. So that's all for today's class. We'll meet in the next class. Till then, thank you.